Welcome to the Silver Gauntlets. Welcome to more Triforce Blitz coverage. It is the semifinals. It is HollowLogic versus Blueseangfh2, Game 3. This one decides who will be the first contestant to make it to the finals. I'm Tobias, and with me here on commentary is Natheirean, who might very well be contestant number 2 to make it to the finals. Natheirean, how are you?
Oh, doing all right. Workday's over. Game 1 and 2 yesterday were really good, and looking forward to a really good game 3.
Yes, indeed. Well, let's have a quick look at the stats of these two. Both of them, as we can see, have a number of Triforce Blitz races under their belt. HollowLogic at 65 races recorded on race time, probably more seats practiced beyond that. And likewise, Blueseangfh2 at 53 races recorded, of which he has won 24. So that certainly is a number.
Yeah, both of these runners are pretty much Blitz mains or play Blitz as a primary setting or very close to it. So, I mean, they made it to the top half of the semis for a reason. So, yeah.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, we are in the semifinals, and there are obviously no more easy matchups. But quick comparison between the two, we are looking at, well, HollowLogic has his best time at 29 minutes and 39 seconds. That sure is a jet among Triforce Blitz seats, even. Blueseangfh2, no slouch either, 53 minutes 26 seconds as his best time recorded on race time. I mean, what else can you say? These two are among the best, and it shows. Anyway, let's transition over to the race screen, and let's get these two going. I need to fix the layout so that your name actually shows up as well. Apologies.
All good. Another ZL start. We had ZL start yesterday on game 2, so no hunt for ZL today. I talked to both runners a bit yesterday after game 2, after we went off the air. They're both hoping for a real jet of a seat. They want to see like 0-0-0, super low path counts.
Natheirean, 000 is many things, but not a jet.
You never know. It could be a jet. It could be all in Spirit Temple.
I mean, fair. Anyway, we are ready to get going. Timer's counting down. It is time to get these two on the road. And we are off in this last match of this best of 3 semifinals. Both of them immediately out of Temple of Time, headed to the Hintstones to find out what we're working with. 9, 4, and 5. And bottom of the well courage, so that is 18 in total. That's doable.
Yeah. Oh, very doable, especially for in the semifinals. I would be very surprised to see not all 3 found.
Yeah, I would agree. Obviously, the old divergence that these two runners have shown in both their semifinals races so far. HollowLogic immediately out of there and on to Kakariko. Meanwhile, Blueseangfh2 is farming the entirety of the 80 rupees needed to buy a shield right here in the guard hut. I kind of split the difference. I always would just farm 40 rupees here because there's 40 more on the way in Kakariko.
Yeah. It's a play close to my heart. It's about 30 to 40 seconds depending on your like movement inside the house and how well the rupee spawn is, but like it's very easy to make that time up in combat.
Well, we'll see how it works out for both of them.
And we're getting our first check of the seed, man on roof.
Heart piece.
Just a piece of heart.
Nothing to sneeze at. We do like some health. Song of Storms unlocks the way to a hook shot. That certainly is a hint.
Yeah, we went the bottom of the well path. Wouldn't be surprised to find a hook shot in the well.
Well, at this point, yeah, that's pretty much guaranteed.
Question is, where will Storms be?
Well, with these path counts, I would say not too deep. Can't be at the butt end of the seed. Speaking
Oh,
of,
Storms is
well,
vanilla.
it's right here in the windmill, vanilla. So I have a guess as to what our runners might be doing as soon as they exit this first adult play, the Kakariko loop.
Yeah. My guess is that Hollow is going to go up river, and speaking of river, go up river and immediately go child. They might use irons to go into Kokiri now.
Don't think they will, but here's
Ooh,
explosives.
choose. So a lot of options going on now. We got irons, we got storms to go into well. We got choose for well. We can basically full clear bottom of the well.
And 20 skulls is dead. So, well, obviously full clearable at this point. We have Zelda's Lullaby as our starting song. We have... Oh, whoops. That's HollowLogic stream knocked offline, but we know that his internet is sometimes a bit spotty, so we'll try to get that back. In the meantime, let's see what Blueseangfh2 will show us.
Yeah, I imagine he'll be back online very shortly. Usually it's just a connection issue with the way his internet works.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate combination, of course, because at the moment, Amazon Web Services, the company that hosts most of Twitch servers, also is having kind of a bit of an issue. So here's hoping he can get back online as soon as possible. In the meantime, though, as you assumed, Blue is doing the same thing. He's headed up the river as well. Which
River's just so strong. You get 3 checks. 2 are out of logic, but I mean, both are pretty easy to get.
And there's
we have Hollow back here, so we're a little bit ahead of Blueseangfh2. Basically the shield money.
Yep. So both of them skipping Dampe race entirely. And anything in the graveyard, really. Makes sense to do that. Well, makes sense to do some things in the graveyard as child. Composer's Grave with DL obviously enables you to get that Composer's Grave check out of logic. Death Mountain Crater, I think, was Path to Wisdom.
I believe that's what that looked like.
And Lake
Highly Foolish.
You'd love to see it. Though, that obviously also orphans a bunch of hints. That 2-pack, by the way, was a 10-pack. That's something to work with.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised with the graveyard skip. I would have liked to maybe have at least gotten the song out of composers, but if you're planning on going their child early, which you probably are with storms, it's not the worst to do it as child.
It's a
Fountain Foolish. Well, a lot of water is foolish today.
It seems Hollow is doing what you predicted, grabbing that extra song off a Sacred Forest Meadow with those iron boots.
Yeah, you never know. You might just find like Nocturne here, a Warp Song per movement. Like I can't really imagine it being a poor play very often.
Logic be damned, it's almost always worth it. Even if you just, in air quotes, find Prelude, that is great for mobility as a child. And makes
Prelude probably the best Warp Song there is.
Yeah, makes child plays much more worthwhile. Or much more easily executed, I should say. Oh yeah, and here's some divergence. Blueseangfh2 is headed child and is going to show us what's in the well.
Ooh, so they skipped adult SFM.
Blueseangfh2 seems to be focusing on what's in logic for the moment. Wants to get a bit more info on the seed before breaking out of there.
Market
to Courage. And Cack to Wisdom. We have not found anything in Kakariko so far.
We got storms. It's probably our path.
Well, fair. But that would also indicate some path overlap, because Well is on the path to Courage.
Yeah, Wisdom being 4, Courage being 5, I wouldn't be too surprised to see them relatively similar.
And here's an out-of-logic horse. Oh, we have a Wanderer, ladies and gents, and anyone not on that spectrum.
What was that Wanderer for?
I didn't. On the way of the Wanderer. We have a lot of path overlap.
Yeah, at the very least, we're going to have, I think, 2 pieces of overlap. Possibly more.
Well, I mean, basically, the Wanderer hint indicates to us that basically nothing that isn't on the power path matters, really, because both Wisdom and Courage will be entirely... Song of Storms unlocks the way to a Wanderer's what?
Wanderer's Bomb Bag.
Okay! You do want to be in the well. You really do.
Yeah, well, seems pretty good right now.
SFM to power as well. For Epona? Unlikely, I think. And I guess HollowLogic is cursing himself here a bit about not checking that Wolfos Grotto as well. And a scale. Well, that's neat for mobility as a child.
Yeah. Paul probably is going to go check Sari's song location at some point, so skipping Wolfos for the time isn't going to be too big of a deal. We are going to see our first couple checks in bottom of the well very shortly. And I can't imagine Hollow being very far behind.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the place to be with 2 storms, or with 2 storms Wanderer hints, or sorry, 2 storms unlock hints, as well as the knowledge also that we have at least 2 Wanderer hints in this place, in this seed. So at least 1 item on the path is not hintable, which indicates to me it's likely ZL on the path somewhere.
What could come to bite Sean is that they find Hookshot very early. They might not know that Storms is a Wanderer unlocked to a bomb bag, and they could just get the Hookshot and dip.
Oh,
So I'll be curious to see if they full clear well and find what we assume to be a bomb bag here, or if they dip early.
Yeah. Ooh, there's your first.
And this won't be bomb bags. This is probably the Hookshot.
Or it's sort of
this is just Wisdom.
What the heck? Okay. That's a 945 Wisdom pickup for Blueseangfh2. He grabs the stopwatch. Yeah, I wasn't prepared for that.
Okay, so bomb bag is not as simple as we think.
No, and I'm assuming well, or bomb bag might be somewhere behind well at this point.
So bomb bag is Wanderer, but there are at least 3 steps that lead to it.
There's Sean's hookshot. Yeah, I was not expecting that that Triforce piece. I'm not gonna lie, that took me completely by surprise.
Here is the Hookshot that was hinted path.
Right. So Well is on the path to Courage. That is our hookshot. So Rush Forest.
I don't hate it. We don't have forest access, so it is hard to know where along the line it is currently. At least not logical access.
Ah, Jabu is foolish. We have gotten the always hint. Yeah, I mean,
But here's that other SFM Wanderer, I believe. No, this is Power, possibly.
Epona is out of logic, and so is well, and these 2 checks are not though. Well, technically out of logic until we find a bomb bag, but we know several are available.
Ooh. Big chest here in SFM Grotto.
And it is a bottle. That ain't a Wanderer.
I mean, it could be, but that's very unlikely.
Oh, sorry, not a Wanderer. A path item, I should say.
I mean, again, it could be. I've seen a path bottle exactly twice in my life as a Zooter player.
How about we just don't? One of them was, I think, a 50 skulls for first hook shot. And I think we both participated in that one to some degree.
Yeah, I would not believe Bottle being Path until I exhausted every other option.
That being said, bottles are obviously very important items. They let you rush ice.
Yeah, we're going to see our child song here, which could actually be Forest Axis. I wouldn't be surprised. Or Song of Time. No,
Now
both
you
Opponents
rushed.
and Song of Time both feel GTG.
Yeah, I was gonna say, both of these kind of point you at GTG and just say, oh, you wanna look there? Or it'll be a Song of Time for Forest Courtyard access, maybe?
That's possible. It's not the most likely, but it's possible.
Anyway, that's all she wrote for Well, so Hookshot is the only path item in there. No bomb bag straight away accessible to us. So
Yeah, it feels like it's going to be like Hookshot plus like one or two other path items is going to give us like access to all our bomb bags. Which I wouldn't actually hate going to DC. Actually, no, I take that back. Because Storms, Wells has to be more path items than that, so DC wouldn't be too far along this path. It would be the same, I think. Or actually be one. Well, it's hard to say. We don't know what items are actually locking this potential bomb bag. Our bombs put us at 4. If Storms is part of the way to get to bomb bag.
I mean, with as much path overlap as we have already confirmed, with 2 Wanderer hints in play, I would say they are more than likely on the way to the bomb bag.
Here's
Storms,
GTG.
there's GTG path to power.
Yeah, so
Yep,
that opponent
okay.
is feeling very path.
Do rush GTG. This is just disregard logic, rush GTG. See what you find.
Another big behind the wall.
We'll take it. And fire arrows.
Where did Hollow find magic?
That is a really good question. I didn't quite catch that. Our tracking sheet, though, is wiser than I am, and it says, Richard, Hollow is winning at not buying a shield.
I know he's laughing at me right now for finding a shield on top of there. I know it.
Just sitting out in the open. It's kind of rude, actually.
Okay, so magic apparently was in market, so that's probably our market path. Which for courage is interesting.
So HollowLogic is very likely to check a few more child checks here before he goes well. Will almost definitely SFM2 power, yes we know. Will almost definitely also... well, will almost definitely go to well immediately, it turns out. Does not care about Composer's Grave.
He
This
might be
man
planning to do
plays
it
like
afterward.
a lunatic.
We don't have a good way back to town anyway, so there's not too much of a reason to do it first. Unless you find Prelude, which saves you like a climb out of the well.
So we know 2 of the 4 path items for Wisdom. It's obviously Storms and it's obviously Bombs. But what else could it be, even?
I could see it being like Saria's song. Like Saria is part of the path to get like a bomb bag in Forest or a bomb bag like in GTG, but because Epona is behind at least Saria's or Minuet. We don't know where either are currently. Oh, we do have a DMC path as well to Wisdom. I didn't think about that, as someone in chat pointed out. That could be... That feels like it'd be Minuet or Saria's, actually.
Good point.
So you get like Storms, Hookshot, Saria's, locking all bomb bags. Something along those lines.
Oh.
Although you can't get into DMC without bomb bag currently, or a bow.
Hollow is going to lock pits first. He's gonna feel bad about that in a minute.
Yeah, he peeked the one behind the bars, so I think he's just checking the room. It's not the worst routing. It feels slow, but it's honestly not as bad as it might feel. And actually, now that I think about it, I actually like that play because if you drop down from that room where you usually would, that will take 2 chews to get to the basin chest. Or if you drop down in the middle, it'll only take 1.
That's a play there. You're right. Yeah, here is Hollow picking up his copy of the Triforce of Wisdom.
Yep. And he'll be probably very surprised if we were. I don't think. Yeah, there's the pause.
Just the pause, the double take. Wait, what? But now that you found that, how do you feel? I'm imagining Hollow is just immediately feeling behind, feeling like, oh no, Blue must have gotten this 10 minutes ago. Which, in this case, accurate.
It's hard to say because he did get a lot of information during the time when Blueseangfh2 basically rushed straight to well. So having information in Blitz is very powerful.
True, but in the end, what counts is who gets on the board first. If we don't find all 3 pieces, which again I think both runners are more than capable of doing in the 2 hours allotted, but.
Oh yeah, unless the 9 is somewhere really awful, like if it's like an adult spirit and we just never find strengths because they're all wanderer, but like really awful wanderer.
Sounds like a great plan. Let's do it.
Did you watch the races from yesterday?
I restreamed one of them, and the other one was too late for me.
Yeah, the game 2 had a really shocking twist for the last one. So if you get a chance to watch it, I recommend it.
I shall.
I don't want to spoil for anyone who might not have seen it yet, but it's a nice one. The hook there is not ZL locked, no, because you can you don't need to scale anything to dive under the bars. You can just jump in the water and dive under.
Yep, and you don't need a key don't need a key either, so no worries about that. Hollow is bailing on the well, probably counted keys, and has ascertained that the rest of the checks that he is missing are keys. Alright, and I think this is the first one, the first look at Redead Grotto that we're getting.
Again, I'm a little surprised they're not checking Composer's Grave for the song, because even if it's a mediocre warp song, it's a lot of time saved.
For sure. Alright, what's
got
this?
A big chest here.
Rudo's letter.
Rudo's letter.
We have no indication of that being required, but it tells you that Ice Cavern is now in Logic. I think Rush GTG, then Rush Ice, or Rush Ice, then Rush GTG.
I'm not sure how I feel about Ice, just because we have a Storm's Path of Wisdom, which is already confirmed for that piece down there. We don't have anything else pointing to Rudo's letter. Like we don't have an Ice Path. We don't have like anything like letter unlocking something. And with all the overlap we have, where everything is going to be hinted this seed, because we have at least 1 Wanderer and a Wanderer unlock. So until we find an Ice path or we find another Cac path, I don't like the idea of rushing Ice. It doesn't mean it's a bad play. It's just I don't feel like we'll see anything there unless we find a path item for it.
Okay.
That's my personal take, though. I've been wrong.
Watch as Hollow skips Talon here like it's nothing.
Yeah, he wants the song, and he's going to be gone. He's going to be heading right back to Adult. He's going to be skipping probably Saris as well. Unless he finds, like, Prelude here, then he might go, but...
Well, it's Sunsong.
That's Sunsong.
Which is great for him. Gives him a convenient way back to the entrance of London Range. But he does check the silo before leaving, apparently. Or not.
No. I think when you talk to Malin, I think that resets your spawn location to where Malin is. I could be wrong on that front, but I think it resets your spawn. So playing Suns would just put you back where she is.
It does. It says ACU in chat. Hey, I learned something today. Cool. Blueseangfh2 being slightly more thorough in Lon Ranch. And those roosters sound surprisingly like crows today.
And given what we know about bomb bag, I actually quite like being aggressive here because we know that we're not going to find like a bomb bag like on chickens or on the silo. We're going to be finding it fairly deep. It's going to be basically 4 steps in. And it'll be wander at 4 steps, but it will be 4 steps in.
Oh right, yeah, I even blanked on the fact that yes, we have a Wanderer bomb bag, so there is that bomb bag doesn't even show up on the path to wisdom. Oh no.
Yeah, basically storms and 3 other items are going to lock all bomb bags or something along those lines. It's because storms is basically free. I think it has to be 3 full items locking the rest. We don't know exactly what chain of those items are, but
Well,
all
Crater
the
would give
bags
us.
are probably either together or very deep in the same area. Ooh,
Okay, we get a
that is a
bow. That's
great pool.
yeah, that's. I mean, that's the wrong age for the shooting gallery to give you a bow, but
Yeah, I mean, if we were planning on going GTG, which I think he's going right now, that is a great find right before you start heading there.
for sure. And this is a path bow, by the way.
Could be. We also found magic in market. The bow feels a bit more path with how the seed is playing, but I've seen weirder.
It's your DMC axis.
That's right. Oh, that is actually right. It does give you DMC access. So if we think about it, we can see storms, hookshot, bow, and the song at Bolero giving you access to all your bomb bags, like Saria's song. I can
And
see
then
that because you have Eponas.
a bomb bag, for example, just chilling in Forest Temple, and another one accessible in for example GTG. Yeah, that seems
Yeah, I'm
reasonable.
really liking the idea of that bow being path instead of magic.
Okay, so storms, hookshot, bow, and
And like forest
we
access, like Saria's
assume
song or
like
Minuet.
forest access, so Sarius or Minuet as for our 4 steps. Okay, that gives us something to work with. What's going to be
Yeah.
the 5th step?
Uh,
A
ZL,
strength?
Eponas.
There
In
was
fact, if it
nothing.
is Eponas, actually, that actually could put a 5 in GGG, I think, right? Because you have bow, hookshot, storms, Epona song, and Saria song to get
Yeah,
Eponas.
the second hook shot would have to be hook shot or Epona locked. Sorry, would have to be Epona locked at this point. But yeah, sure.
But with all the overlap I think we have, I think it's safe to feel that it's probably Eponas' path. It could still be Song of Time and Eponas is not path, but Epona just feels path me with how this is playing out.
And that's a River Foolish and
Yeah, you hate to see River Foolish, but you already went for the hints mostly anyway. The checks are kind of a bonus. Like, I think if
yeah,
River was foolish, I'd almost probably still go there anyway for the hints.
yeah. I kind of feel the same. These 3 hints are so powerful in early game that you can't really afford to miss them.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Sadie. I'm pretty sure Hollow is not doesn't have value anywhere in his mind track currently. He is going straight to GTG.
Will he do horseback archery? Because that's also 4 steps.
Uh, I don't think you do. Maybe you do it on the way out if you don't find anything in GTG that like puts you on the path somewhere. But I feel like here I feel like you have a good path in mind and you want to see what's here to kind of push you in the right direction. And it seems pretty likely to see a 5 here in GTG.
Alright. Sean is giving us Castle Hint 2, and Zora's Fountain still foolish.
Oh, you know what? Where the bomb bag probably is. That's hinted Wanderer. It's probably in Ganon's castle.
Oh yeah, just do a dungeon. Pick
Mm-hmm.
pick your favorite. All right, let's find out what GTG has for us. This could, as you said, very well be the 5-step.
All keys.
Small keys, a lot of them. We'll see.
Yeah. If we can clear a good amount of GTG, we can actually full clear minus the strength block room if you're so inclined to do toilet.
Someone summon Death Star. No, don't
I
actually
I
summon
can't
him
imagine
if
someone
we
doing
see
toilet this seed,
Hollow
but
doing toilet.
yeah. The only way I see toilet coming into play here is if you're one key short from an item in the maze and you really want to get it out of logic.
Is it out of logic?
Or if say there's keys in the silver block room and there's also a key in toilet, you
Oh yeah.
only have to do one of them, but logically you need both because of the key logic.
Good shout.
Key on the right side.
That doesn't bode well.
We also got Song of Time in SFM, so it could be Song of Time path and not Epona's.
Let's see what else is on the right side. If it's 2 more keys, we know that Song of Time was hard required for that. Or
Ooh,
we could
big
just
chest.
another key and a big chest. For strength.
Ooh, a strength.
Ooh.
I don't think that's path, but it could be.
I think Hollow is contemplating his options at this point.
Yeah, I think he's considering if he wants to go forest.
Do I?
I don't
Don't
think
I?
you leave currently, but
No,
he's
there's no
definitely thinking
convenient.
about it.
There's no convenient way back. You have to at least take a look. And I think he already peeked or saw another big chest in the maze somewhere. Otherwise, he wouldn't be continuing to pick up keys.
I didn't get a good look at the rest of the maze, but
Same here.
seems like it looks like he's going straight to the maze too. So maybe he did see something good.
And 5 keys for him already. So can go pretty deep
Yeah.
actually. I mean, that
Yeah,
could
the
be
reason I
path to
don't quite
power.
like that strength being path is because we have Epona's and Song of Time as potential paths, and that would probably require both, unless the other hookshot is somewhere else.
Okay. Oh, big
Ooh,
chest
that's
up
bow
top.
locked.
We do have one of those.
Yep.
That's junk.
Yeah, and with a bow path as well. Now that I think about it, the chest on the right side is not bow locked.
Looks like Hollow Mispeaked is not any more interested in what's in the maze. But time to do left side GTG. So we're not going to see toilet, I would presume, just because Hollow
I don't think
will...
so. With like option between forest and toilet, I think you choose forest.
Yeah, you choose forest every time.
And until we get like an iron boots unlock or another cack path, I don't think you consider forest or toilet.
Do you care that you don't have forest access at the moment? I think if you're Hollow, you just presume that forest access is sitting in crater and continue living your life.
I think so. If you're in the area, I think you check it in case it's minuet. But beyond that, I think you just assume it's Saria song and you pretend it doesn't exist. We're getting our first peek of Maze in Goron City over here.
That doesn't seem like anything.
That's one big chest back there.
All right.
That is a lot of shoes to get to.
For choose, but Blue wisely saved before that, and will scum them away if that's not something useful. Do you keep a gold scale? You already have iron boots, SFM to power.
I don't feel like you keep it. He's gonna keep going in case he finds something else. Because our location currently is really awful to like have to reset and come back to. I think he's gonna check a few more things before he maybe scums all of it away.
Yeah, probably just goes for the 2 checks in Crater, which is Path, and at the top of Death Mountain Trail before you scum anything.
Yeah, the
Gives
problem
you-
is that he's gonna want this Bolero song, and that means he's not gonna be able to say to scum his or keep his shoes if he does this.
Well, it depends on what is the Bolero song. If it's Sarius, you just move on with your life. Hollow is getting nervous, I think.
Yeah, I mean, both runners in the semifinals. I'd be surprised if both of them weren't feeling a bit of nerves going into this.
Ooh, Wispig theme.
Yeah, we are gonna see what this bow-locked big chest was. We peek from the maze.
There's
I think
Minuet.
this is actually our path item, or it could be our actual piece.
Long shot. Well, that is
ooh.
definitely Bona locked.
Okay, so that does confirm Epona's is path. So it is definitely not Song of Time.
And Sean is out of here. This is his forest axis. He is 100% fishing for a piece or, well, a bomb bag in Forest Temple.
Yeah, I don't hate the forest dip here. Problem is because I think it's bow path. I think the 5 here could be very deep in forest. It could be as far as like the falling ceiling room. We don't have hovers to do 3 key.
I mean, if Epona's is path to strength, by the way, that puts us at 6.
Oh, that's right. We don't have a strength yet. I mean, I don't think the strength is path. I feel like it's the long shot. This is for power, not for wisdom. Which would probably mean that strength might be Wanderer. And yeah, he's taking that long shot straight over to Colossus, looks like.
It's reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at our song layout, like, we have Saria's song left and 6 warp songs. Your odds of finding a warp song are very good.
You're almost certain to pull something useful here, so... Who knows, maybe it's just Vanilla Requiem.
I am afraid it's Saria's song because Epona's... so we think that our crater is path for Saria's or Minuet. And because of that, that means because Epona's is behind Minuet, this is also behind Epona's song, which means it could be Saria's out here. Yeah, DMC was Minuet, yeah. So I have a feeling this is actually going to be Saria's song, but of course Hollow doesn't know that. Hollow doesn't have the info on that. So given what Hollow knows, I think this is a pretty good play, because it's almost certainly a warp song. We have a lot of keys going into Forest here already. 3 keys halfway through the courtyard.
I would emphasize Haunted Wasteland is coming in. Will Hono bother with that? I mean, he has to. He knows who's watching.
I don't think he will. He might. He has fire arrows.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
And
he's
he
checking.
is.
I don't think this could be anything, but you never know.
For the fans, come on. Studiously ignoring Skulltulas, and it is a big chest for another bow.
Another bow. It is a bow-locked bow, as far as we're aware.
An arrow refill, though.
Yeah. Okay, that actually gives us some good info about Dins then. So, because that bow is path and market, we're assuming, that means that Dins is also bow-locked. Or, no, we also need long shot or hovers to get to that, so I guess it also could be hovers as well, being locked by it. That's another key. We're 4 keys already in Forest. And without a strength, that kind of puts all the checks Kind
Very.
of getting out of reach for Blueshan and Forest. Without hovers, you only have the basement and Phantom Ganon left.
He will check that. But
And with Bow
logically,
Path, I feel like this won't be it.
logically, you have the basement and Phantom Ganon left. That's a fifth
Fifth
key.
key!
The heck! Okay, so Blueshawn knows that it might be worthwhile going back to Forest just to get the Floor Master chest up, honestly.
They currently don't have a way to get to that. They don't have hovers, they don't have strength to push the block.
Oh, no strength to push the block, right. Oops. That ain't fortunate.
Oh, it is Stars and Colossus.
Oh,
I was fearing that.
We have all our child songs and exactly one warp
Frogs
song.
too
This sucks.
in Logic, anyone? Want to do Frogs too? Even though it's turned off?
Get out.
Okay, I'll leave. I'm sorry.
Mark the path to courage.
Is that another magic?
Didn't quite catch it. So where's Hollow headed now? Safe warping and then? Well, first of all, looking at Colossus Ferry.
Yeah, I think that was another magic up there. Not that I think Hollow cares about it now because he already has magic, but...
Yeah, one magic is plenty. Alright, 2 item pickups coming in very soon. We have for Colossus Ferry for Hollow, which is a single Deku Nut, not even a nut grade. And Blueshawn has just beaten Phantom Ganon for... ... This cutscene, I swear. A heart piece.
Not even vanilla.
But
Just a...
this also gives him access to 2 more places. First of all, the 2 hints around the Deku Tree, which give him more information. Second of all, we are looking at...
Ooh, was that Forest Medallion as well?
I think it was. Vanilla Forest Medallion, who knows? And we know
I'm
it's
expecting
gonna
to
be a
see
warp zone.
Hollow be going into Forest very shortly as well. It just feels like a Forest.
SFM double path to power.
Interesting. So, for the Song of Time...
The heck? Okay, so that also tells us, though, that the strength definitely was path. Or almost certainly was path. Lake is foolish.
Yeah, it could actually be the strength now because of that. That was SFM to power as the double path, right?
Yes. For both Eponas and Song of Time. Because the other item in SFM was just a bottle.
It's hard
Blue
to say.
Blue Po has... I mean, that's...
It feels very likely. I mean, that's 5 steps because of the
Storm's
bow path.
Hookshot, Bow, Minuet, and Strength. That would certainly work.
Well, no, you also need to count opponents in there because we don't. The opponents always need path. So, but I don't think you need if that strength is not actually path. For we think it's path for power, but it might not be path for courage. Like say that the piece is in Spirit Temple, then you need 2 strengths, but they might not lock each other.
Okay. So for power, we're looking at least at Storm's Hookshot, Bow, Minuet, as well as Epona, 2 strengths. I mean, if it's in Spirit.
Yeah, I think courage is going to be in Deep Forest. We're looking at Storm's Hookshot, Bow, Saria's Song.
Ooh, there's another strength.
Oh, was that in Ganon's?
Yes.
And Ganon's the Wanderer, so
Wanderer strength.
that kind of pushes me more to that strength is not path, and it's the long shot.
Mm-hmm. But we know Water Temple... no, wait, we don't have a Water Temple Foolish hint in this world. Oh, no. And we have Iron
we only
Boots,
have one path left, and it would be for Iron Boots and Cack if it's in water, which is not impossible. We're gonna look at Composer's torches here as well. Nothing.
Whoa, that was cutting it close, Blueshawn. I think he got some coyote time on that one. And there's
And
Nocturne.
Nocturne. Yeah, I don't think Shadow's ever in consideration here. We don't have anything hinted towards Shadow. We don't have a Graveyard Path. We don't have Dins hinted anywhere.
So,
but it is a hint stone.
We have a Wanderer Strength now. Or 2 Wanderer Strengths, still presuming.
And Bolero's on OT.
So, Wanderer Strength could still obviously mean Spirit Temple because, hey, could be 2 Wanderer Strengths out of 3.
Oh, yeah. We got the lovely textures over here on Hollow side.
And there's your bomb deck, as we assumed. That's a Wanderer bomb deck.
That feels like that's actually the Wanderer, not the Strength.
That fulfills our Storms to Wanderer bomb deck hint that we got.
Yeah, which could actually mean the IGC could actually be Path.
Because basically the entire seed is behind Storms at this point.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, this is looking like a hike to Forest for Hollow here, which is probably where Courage is. I can't really think of anywhere else it could be at this point. Maybe Deep Fire if there was no Hammerlock keys, but that's pretty unlikely.
What would our fifth path item be then?
So it'd be, so we're looking at Hookshot, Storms, Bow, Saria Song is 4, and then
well, I mean we have Minuet in Crater.
Oh yeah, I meant Minuet, not Saris. I have them marked as both, but yeah. Yeah, Storms, I'm trying to think what else it could be.
The Stalfos for once are useful. Blueshawn wisely using the blue potion. Yeah, Hookshot unlocks the way to
okay, so Hookshot is Path.
Both Hookshots
so that confirms
the
Hookshot is Path. That is huge.
Rush Water. I don't think there's any other choice. Rush Water. It's also deep in water. It's Longshot locked.
It's a little scary, not so much in the fact that I think it can't be there. It's just that we don't have irons hinted.
Ice arrows and validation chest and Cack to Wisdom.
Another Cack.
That's still the second hint copy. So
yeah. Oh, we have irons as path, but that's on Wisdom for Cack. We don't have like a power path. Now, again, it doesn't mean that there's, like, our last path could just be Kakariko is path to power, but... I feel like that long shot is for something else, but I can't really think of what else it could be except for maybe Spirit Temple logic. It's not going to be Shadow 2, we have fire arrows.
Spirit Temple key logic could very well be, considering we haven't seen any hookshot anywhere yet. Sorry, we haven't seen any hover boots anywhere yet. So, long shot to get across the sand pit.
We also need lens for that as well?
Yeah, we would need lens and magic. But then you wouldn't have room for 2 strengths unless all of those strengths, like all strengths are Wanderer. That's possible.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about like, we think they'll get all 3, but they might not. This 9 is starting to look a little convoluted. We know it's long shot locked, but... that could be behind Spirit, and it might... oh, wait, that's Cack to Power.
That's
okay, never mind.
There we go.
Alright. Forget what I said. It is in water. It is in water, and it is long shot locked.
Yep, Rush Water. And Hollow knows that, I think. He's getting the second hint, and then he's in there. Meanwhile, Blueshawn might be about to pick up Courage. Minuet of Forest unlocks a Wanderer Strength upgrade. You don't say, game! That's it for hints then, for us.
Yep. And that strength is most likely either for well, for just for Forest Temple at this point.
So that was the strength in gosh, where was that?
It could be GTG because Minuet unlocks opponent's song to get a GTG. It's probably that one.
Oh yeah, and it's also the I mean, it also technically unlocks Forest access at this point. No wait, we have Sarius, never mind. So yeah, it's a GG Wanderer strength. Wait, no, again, we have Sarius. In Colossus, though. Never mind.
Yeah, Colossus, as far as we're aware currently, is locked by Epona. And if Sarius is Path, I mean, if Minuet is actually Path, then it almost certainly is. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Requiem on, like, Burning Kakariko at this point.
Well, yeah, we never got that hint. Hollow picking up some more health. He's really short on hearts. And is back out of here. I think he has the information that the long shot is Path. Why is he bothering with checks that are hook locked?
I think he's just checking for keys. He probably wants to do Morpho last, because it's the slowest check.
Okay, you have keys for River Chest, that's fair.
Although I do like doing Morpho first, because if it is a key, that means that you have a good chance to do the Dark Link loop. And with Song of Time being, ooh, he's gonna drown.
Yeah, he's drowning. And Cracked Wall is a small key.
Yeah, so because SFM is double path and Song of Time is path, it's almost certainly in the river. So I think he's looking for 2 keys to get to River Chest.
Yeah,
which just means that Morpha or the boss key room has a key.
Yeah. This is boss keys, so there are no boss keys, obviously, but we can.
Yeah, if we wanted to go kill Morpho, we can go right now and just hook shot over.
Yeah.
Or long shot over.
So boss key room or Morpha. You're thinking, oh, Song of Time is the last thing.
Yeah, because we have double path for
CL.
SFM, so unless that bottle is somehow useful that we're not aware of, it's probably there.
Yeah, that fits in, so that would just mean a Triforce piece on...
River Chest.
River, yeah.
Which also requires that path bow. Well, actually, no, bow is already for long shot, but, I mean, why not get more use out of it?
Sure.
And this could be our courage here on Blueseangph's side.
It is a mirror shield, though.
Oh, it's a mirror shield. We are rapidly running out of checks in Forest Temple, although none of them are keys left, so we do have quite a few things that could possibly be. We have Bow Chest, we have the Blue Po, and then also Falling Ceiling. So we have 3 chances left. Meanwhile, I think Hollow is going straight for Dark Link here.
Yep, you want to prioritize long shot locked checks with this key layout or with this seed.
Yeah, and plus the Song of Time is pushing you there too.
Yeah. You know you have a path long shot. You had irons early. Rush deep water.
Yeah. You might find a key on River Chest, which would mean you need to go back to Boss Key Chest, but at that point it's a 50-50. Like they're both slowish, so you might as well just pick one. And this one has a check along the way anyway, so might as well.
Hollow is suffering for his controller. He has dead zone issues, and he has been having that for the entirety of his seed.
Yeah, he had controller issues game 1, so he is on a backup controller as far as I'm aware still. So not as familiar as he normally would be, just because he hasn't used it. But at least it is a backup, and he's not stuck with a controller that isn't working.
Fair.
Meanwhile, we are going to the last check of Forest here on Blueseangph's side, and we still don't have the piece. It feels like it's Forest, but I mean, it doesn't have to be.
I mean, Shannock in chat is pointing out all of Forest is 4 steps, and we have just found a mirror shield, so... But I don't think there's any way you can get to Spirit Temple reasonably within, like, without adding any steps to the count. Not in this seed. So I don't see that being the item.
Survey says,
It's small.
is that small?
No, it's big.
No, it's big.
And it's a wallet.
And it's a wallet. Ugh, you hate to see it.
Yes, you do. Forest wasn't it?
I'm starting to think it might actually be the silver block room in GTG for the 5-step.
Oh!
Because you add
That
Eponas and you have double Wanderer strength.
Yeah, that doesn't give us the issue of getting across the wasteland without any added path steps. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, neither runner has the second strength to check that room, but that's my next best guess.
We know both two strengths are definitely available. We have one in right side maze, and we have one in IGC Shadow Trial, Spirit Trial 1.
Yeah, well, both Eponas and Song of Time are both for power, so they might overlap. But at this point, it looks like Eponas is for both, and Song of Time is only for one.
There is
This is
most
almost
likely
certainly power.
Yep, there we go.
And there it
Triforce
is.
of power. Almost as if we
And he's
knew.
gonna be out of here.
Hollow steals the stopwatch. That means Hollow is now ahead. Hollow is going to win if this goes to time. And
Where did Blueseangfh find the other strength?
IGC Spirit Trial 1. I just said it. And so Blueseangfh seems to be on the way to GTG, which would give him strength 2. Which that would definitely be an interesting twist.
I'm curious to see why Hollow didn't dip.
That's a good question. He probably wants
Could
to
the
be thorough.
5 be here? So we have... So for sure, on this 5-step, we have Storm's Bow, Sorry Song, and Hookshot. We need to add one more. It's either Irons... I guess it could be Irons. Or Epona's Song. But then why would you need Saria's? Yeah, I feel like it's Epona's, because Saria's is the path to Wisdom, which is probably almost certainly path to Courage as well.
It's not Saria's as Minuet, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I keep saying Saria's, I mean Minuet, yes. I need to actually fix my tracker myself. There.
Just use the path sketch area on the spreadsheet. We have all that provided for you. Storm's Hook, Bow, Minuet, and Epona sounds reasonable, yeah. But I do wonder why HollowLogic is continuing in water.
Yeah.
He knows water is a path location, but I think he's taken it for all that it's worth, and he's dipping.
And don't forget too, both runners don't have the full info that we have. They might be missing pieces here and there, and plus they're also under the stress of running. So he might be worried that it's here and is trying not to leave anything behind. And plus, even if he knows where it is, which is probably the silver block room, he doesn't have the actual means to get in there.
Oh yeah, he might just be fishing for items at this point. You're right.
Which, if that's the case, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go to IGC next. He might assume it's the bomb bag, but you never know what it might actually be hinting you toward. There's the key
Taking a
count.
moment to think.
Yep, and we are out of here. Not IGC, so I'm curious to see where we're going. Are we actually checking graveyard stuff now?
Imagine Dampe race after 1 hour. Oh my god, we're actually checking graveyard stuff. And that's bomb shoes in the crate.
Yeah, he doesn't have bomb bag yet, so he's definitely gonna pick those up.
Yep. Friggin' dead zones, man. Even just 5 bomb chews will be very helpful for him. It's the 20 pack
Ooh,
though.
20 pack.
Okay, he's
Yeah, he's
set for
set.
explosives.
No bomb bag for life. The only fear is that he might assume that IGC has the bomb bag as Wanderer and he might not go there.
I don't think he's
Which,
too
I mean,
worried
there is
about
another
that.
strength somewhere, but we don't know where that other strength could be.
I don't think he ever checked archery minigame, did he?
I think he did, actually.
Okay.
I don't think it had anything good, but I think he did check it.
Oh, Blueshawn is doing left side first. This is going to hurt him.
Oh, right, the strength is in here.
The strength is right side maze.
It's going to be a small routing deficiency, but it's not going to be the worst.
Yeah, he just will have to basically loop back around for the strength 2 room as soon as he finds that. Annoying, not deadly.
Yeah, and Hollow is going into DC, which is
Finally.
not going to have our piece, but it could have some decent stuff in there.
I think he's just going to rush straight to King Dodongo and do DC to get to the Wanderer again in his castle.
Oh,
Just-
right,
just
he's in a
get the
Axis,
dungeon
yeah.
reward. He
That's a
is
good
going
point.
to skip straight past this entire dungeon. He might peek the lobby chest just because it's convenient, but otherwise he is out of here.
That is a very good point. Which, if it is in the silver block room, I think we have a pretty good race.
Yep. Now it's
If Blueshawn
basically-
can put the pieces together.
It really depends on Blueshawn finding the second copy of that hookshot to hookshot path hint, because that basically tells him all he needs to know. That tells him he needs a long shot, and that
Yeah,
will
and
very
the Iron Beast
rapidly
attack path is, this is looking like a climb.
that will very rapidly cascade him towards water. Whereas if he's missing that information, it's in back of lake. When does he go back of lake to read more hints? It's a foolish area. Hollow was
Yeah, I mean,
hurting for
GTG is also
information.
path, though, and you do find long shot here.
Yeah. Alright, HollowLogic showing us new checks. Meanwhile, Blueshawn is about to be near where he needs to be. He's he's going to be near right side maze. Will go and pick up that strength 2 and will very likely head straight back around for the strength 2 room.
Oh, yeah. And while we're at it, while we're seeing a DC climb and some checks he's already seen.
Happy 1 hour.
Happy 1 hour, everyone.
Yes, indeed. Shoutouts obviously to our runners for putting on a heck of a show. Follow HollowLogic, follow Blueshawn right here on Twitch. It's free and they put out great content on the regular. Thank you also to our trackers, Baseball, Skyrayers, and Shannock for keeping us well informed about what is going on. And thank you so much to Natheirean for making sure that our viewer count doesn't drop into the negatives, because that's what happens when I'm in the commentary booth by myself.
Give yourself some credit, Tobias. You're not that bad.
No, I'm worse.
Well, at the very least, you are keeping this. You're also keeping this restream on the air for us. So you're the one that is pushing the data bits through Twitch, making sure that we actually have viewers in the first place.
Well, that's true, I guess. Alright, HollowLogic hasn't found anything of significance in DC so far.
And we're pushing the end of it.
Big chest, though. Another wallet.
The other wallet.
So that's at the ass end of 2 early dungeons for our 2 wallets. Great.
I will say the downside here for Hollow for picking this dungeon to clear is that he does not have strength. Oh no, he does have strength. Never mind.
Oh, there's a big chest right here in the Strength 2 room.
We had a piece here earlier in this series, I think, too. Not this chest, but the one in the room.
Yep, but this is bomb
Oh,
shoes. It's
there's
gotta be a 10-pack.
shoes.
This is junk. 2 more chances
Two
for
more
this
checks.
to be a useful area. Big chest. And
Is this going to be our courage piece?
No, but it's hover boots.
Oh, it's hover boots. Oh, that
Fire
hurts
arrow
to
entry
decide.
when?
That makes me think now Spirit, because you have long shot and hovers available.
Oh, that suddenly makes both no longer path items for crossing the wasteland.
You
You're right.
don't have lens, but we don't even know where Requiem is. Like, Requiem could be in ice, and we definitely have access to ice.
Benek out here saying courage is in water as well. I want to know what gives you that impression. I mean, basically, Storm's hookshot bow minuet and just... Oh no, Storm's hookshot bow, Eponas and iron boots? Storm's hookshot bow, irons, and CL, yeah.
It's not impossible. I think Hollow checked most of water. I think the only thing that they passed up that isn't long shot locked is the center pillar.
Central pillar and Bosky room weren't checked, I think, because those are obviously...
Well, it can't be Bosky room because that's long shot locked, but it could be central pillar if we have wall logic that's Wanderer. Which if that is a piece, then it certainly is because there's no other checks that Zora Tunic requires. Which if that is the case, I could honestly see them both missing that piece. In all honesty, that would be a very odd one to find. Yeah. So a central pillar does have the piece. It is going to be a Wanderer Tunic regardless, because you could eventually, like, we're playing with all locations reachable, and the Triforce of power does not lock any locations. So you could eventually find both pieces because they can't lock each other. But yeah, we found both wallets. Okay, we're probably going to start seeing our first checks of Spirit here in Colossus.
Well, this is one of the cases of we have run out of all the good options. So now here's what's left. And I think you were right. That is double magic up there on the archway.
And we are going to start seeing our Ganon's Castle. Hold on. No, we have fire arrows. I forgot where fire arrows were, but that can't be path.
We have fire arrows. They were in DMT wall.
Yeah, I was thinking possibly Central or Shadow 2, but I don't think that can be it. Wait, no, Minuet could lock it. Because Minuet confirmed locks bombs, and bombs lock fire arrows. And Minuet also locks opponents to get hovers and long shot.
No sign of a hammer as well to get around that requirement.
Would this be Shadow 2? Is this possible? I'm trying to think. So if it's Shadow 2, it's obviously Storms, Hookshot, Bow, Minuet. Did we see Shadow 2? Oh, okay, never mind.
Yes, we did.
Ignore what I said. Ignore the last 30 seconds of what you've heard from me.
Good effort, though. And we're locked out as adult. I think that's the best case that Blueseangfh could hope for. Because this adds Requiem to the list, and that makes this thing too long.
Is it actually Water Temple?
Blueseangfh is probably using that time he's having right here to walk out of the temple to scratch his head and have a good little think about that.
Meanwhile, where's Hollow going? I thought he'd be going to Ganon's castle, but he didn't save warp.
He did the first few checks of Ganon's castle and then bailed. Marker to courage. Yeah. So we're missing one path end. No, we're not. We have two
Oh,
wanderers.
he was already in Ganon's castle, right?
We have three
I'm
wanderers.
starting to lose it. So yeah, Hollow's going back to GTG, I think, for a silver block.
Yep. So unlock hints also count as wanderer hints. Sorry, wanderer unlock hints also count as wanderer hints. So we have 3 wanderers, we have 8 paths, and we have 2 unlocks. This fills our hint pool. We are done for hints.
Oh, if Rec was on, did we use the L at all?
For what? I mean, ZL was free.
Oh, so if Requiem is path, like on Burning Kakariko, it won't be hinted. And if we don't need ZL, that could be the 9th step. I don't think we haven't seen the medallion layout, so I don't know what fire and water medallions are. I mean, but at this point, I don't know what dungeons you could beat that would not require additional items. Because you can't do Deku, you can't do Java, you can't do fire. You could do water. But we don't know what water is. You obviously can't do shadow or spirit. So at that point, like, what could the dungeon be? I don't think you can do Burning Cack without adding another item. Oh yeah, no, we're looking for 5, not 9.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely not that. So it has to involve hookshot and bow, and then 3 items of something.
Storms locks everything, including hookshot and bow. So that's 2 items.
Well, bow is free. Bow is a tier 0 because it's on child shooting.
Oh yeah.
What is the Wanderer's Strength used for? If it's not Forest Temple. Because the fact that, so we have, oh no, it's for key logic and water. Never mind, that's what it's for.
Yeah, you're right,
I'm actually starting to go back to, I think it could be Central Pillar and Water Temple. I think Hollow skipped the longest check there, but that actually could be it.
I mean, Fox in chat has reached the same conclusion.
Yeah, I think Hollow's going to check this room, and then is going to go to Spirit and find he's key locked, and I think he might go back to Water. That or Forest. But I think he's counted Forest, and it can't be Forest. Yeah, he thinks this is it. It's just more 2s.
And I mean, at some point in the next 2 minutes, both of those runners are just gonna go like, "Where the f is this piece?"
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about earlier when I said, like, you might not find all 3 if it's something weird, and Central Pillar is that weird one where I think the best way to find this piece is to brute force everything that it can be. Ice hasn't been hinted really at all for Rudos. I don't think so. Because everything will be hinted path, and Irons was hinted path in CAC, and so was Storms. In Easy, some mix of items we've actually been hinted. And because of that, I think Water is the most likely. Could it be Fire Temple? Bombs were confirmed 4 deep. No, because then you don't have anything else that like pushes you further up, unless like where were the wallets at?
We had a wallet in Forest Temple, Falling Ceiling, and DC Bridge Chest.
Okay, so it's not gonna be straight like something locking all those. So I don't think it could be fire. I'm pretty sure it has to be water. I can't think of anywhere else it could be. So we'll find out very shortly if Hollow can put this together and go back to Water Temple, or if Blueshan will steal this away when they eventually find their last path hints.
And there's the hookshot to hookshot hint for Blueshawn. He's gonna beeline it straight to water at this point.
Yeah, it just depends if they find this piece and bail out of water. So if you are a Blueshan rooter, you want Blueshan to check all of water. You want them to find this power piece that is on river, and you want them to full clear water and look for courage. If you are a Hollow rooter, you want this to be convoluted. You want Blueshan to dip as soon as he finds power. So I think this is going to be all on Blueshan here. Because I think at this point, it depends on Blueshan's routing. I think if Hollow leaves immediately now after finding these checks empty and goes to water, they might have a chance to do Central Pillar first. Especially if Sean does Morpha early.
And honestly, Morpha early with the hint that you need a long shot to be your path item, or to be on your path, is not a bad play. It's absolutely something I would do.
Yeah, I'm not sure what hints they have. If they don't have the Song of Time being path, I could see Morpha being very reasonable, and looks like that is where they're headed.
Yep.
Yeah, fire is 3, bombs are confirmed to be behind 4, so I don't think it can be fire, because wallets aren't locking each other. I don't think all of water is 5, but as far as we're concerned, Central Pillar should be 5.
Yep. That is a great quick pull by Blueshawn and a flawless 0-cycle
Very
Morpha
clean
fight.
Morpha.
Extremely good.
Hopefully they will just grab the item if it's anything worthwhile like a key and then reset. If they watch the cutscene, that is valuable seconds they're throwing away here.
What would you need more than one dungeon reward for? We're done with dungeon rewards? No. Yeah, don't.
Yeah, it's very easy to like mindlessly walk into the warp. I've done it several times where, especially if you play standard as well, you just kind of like brainlessly walk into it. This is Nocturne, so it could be...
Key.
Let's see where Hollow goes.
Grabs the key and saves and resets immediately. Great time save by Blueshawn here. The Water Temple cutscene is, I think, the longest cutscene after beating a boss.
I'm pretty sure you're right. It is very long. Let's see where Hollow heads next. This is looking like Fire Temple, maybe Forest.
Go up the mountain. Well, yeah, you're right. Both
So
of
this
these
is
are
definitely going to be
incredible.
all on Blueshawn here if they check Central Pillar. Assuming it's there, we could be wrong, but I can't think of anywhere else it could be at this point.
Well, if you're rooting for Blueshawn, you basically want him to full clear Water Temple. Ideally, just stumble into Central Pillar first. Find courage, go head scratch.
No,
that's
no
not
one
right.
stumbles into Central Pillar. That doesn't happen.
Well,
That is the last check you do. Not unless you get like a Zora Tunic path. Which I have had once.
ew.
Central Pillar was a key and it locked both magics. It was a very fun seed.
I mean, you go ahead and call that fun.
Well, it was fun because no one else figured it out, because I think the hint was in back of lake. So I got a pretty good lead on that seed.
Yeah, fair.
Sometimes back of lake hints to save you.
Alright. Hollow checking GC, I think might have lost the plot here a little bit, just is wondering where to go and is looking for extra direction. Not gonna find it.
Yeah, I'm not
Maze,
sure
though.
what they're looking for as far as items.
That's 4 keys, super accessible in Fire and Water Temple. Should now know that Sacred Forest Meadow is a double path to power, though.
I feel like they knew at this point, just from the Song of Time, but it's possible they didn't know it first.
And there's BK chest. Blueseangfh2, don't forget to save. You need to scum
I
your
think
keys here.
Hollow is doing Forest Temple. I think they're getting Minuet and then going to Forest.
Oh! I don't know why that didn't work, honestly.
I actually wasn't watching. I didn't see why. Ooh, that was. I think they were trying to dodge the boulder there and overcorrected.
Hollow went ahead and did the glitch this jump, disregarding the fact that he had hover boots,
Oh, okay.
and then was screwed over by the fact that hover boots also didn't quite work as well as they normally do.
Well, I think the second one they were trying to dodge the boulder, because what you can do is you can use hovers and grab the ledge, and if you like just hang on to the ledge, you will just kind of sit there and let the boulder pass over you, and it won't knock you off. But I think they overcorrected out of panic and then just fell in the water.
All right.
So yeah, probably gonna see the Dark Link loop here next from Blueseangfh2. Oh nope, we're seeing the central pillar or the
Heavy
middle room loop that they call it.
We'll detect that this is a small key and we'll be right out of here.
And they are full clearing water, so this is probably looking pretty good for Blueseangfh2 here.
If there's a piece here, he's most likely going to find it. I mean, if there's another piece here besides the...
Because if you're looking for long shot locked, you don't check these.
No, yeah, he seems to have an inkling of what is going on here.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised to see central pillar right here, and this will tell us what kind of shape we're looking for the seed to be in. Yep, this is indeed central pillar.
Let's see if your guess was right. It's an educated guess, to be sure.
Yeah, because we're looking at irons, hookshot, storms, bow, and ZL. Yeah, 5. They're not bow. You don't.
22 seconds.
No, you don't need
not
bow.
a lot of time to beat central pillar. Oh, sorry, 32 seconds. He has 4 hearts, not.
Actually, I think you do need bow for the torch.
Oh yeah. We don't have any dense fire to do that torch any other way. Oh.
Alright, well, it is time to find out. Is this the answer?
Great central pillar fight by Blueseangfh2. And it is a big chest.
Oh, it's a big chest. Hollow's gonna hate it if it's here.
He's gonna be so mad. Yes, he is.
It is.
There's
It's courage.
Oh, he's
Oh, is he
bailing?
leaving? No, there's no way you leave.
You full clear this place.
Okay.
You know there's long
you
shot
scared
next.
me. You scared me, Blueseangfh2.
There is long shot lock checks left to be had here, and Blueseangfh2 knows that. And I mean, unless Blueseangfh2 magically decides to turn his butt around and leave this water temple right the hell now, I think we know our first finalist.
Yeah, the only way that central pillar is ever long shot locked is if there's no keys locked by bow, and bow is not accessible, basically, which is nowhere near the case in this seed.
Yeah, there were like 3 bow lock keys in Water Temple today.
I think Hollow's putting together, but it's just a little too late.
Yeah, a little.
Not unless something goes really wrong.
Yeah, Hollow is definitely rushing towards water now, and even disregarding the fact that he has a horse.
And it's gonna suck for it, because if he put it together like a few seconds earlier, I think he had time. He's gonna be
Yep.
about like 2 or 3 minutes
2 minutes
behind, very
2 minutes
close.
or thereabouts. He's probably
Depending on how clean this Darkling fight is.
I mean, he's already beaten Darkling. All he needs to do is literally walk in, and does he have to lower the water? I think it was down.
I think he does have to lower it. Or no, he might have done that after, actually. There's a very clean Darkling fight from Blueshawn. Yeah, I think about Blueshawn's gonna get the piece about as Hollow gets back into water.
So this is, by the way, Song of Time is a required item for this.
Yep, that's why we had the second SFM path. Oh, man, this is gonna be... It's close, but it's just... Central Pillar takes too long.
Way. I mean...
Something catastrophic would have to happen, like Blueshawn would have to get like trapped in like a whirlpool here, which... it has happened to me before in a race. I don't want to admit it, but it has happened, but that's not going to happen here.
It happens to the best of us, and this is Blueshawn finding that big chest and is about to be delighted.
Yeah. Let's put it up for your first finalist for the Triforce Blitz Season 2 tournament. It is going to be Blueshawn.
Blueshawn has won this. At the time of 1 hour, 23 minutes and 19 seconds, this is Blueshawn moving on to the finals. And Hollow is checking a few more checks before reaching Central Pillar here. So we'll see how far behind Blueshawn is. Sorry, how far behind HollowLogic is at this. But it can't be more than 3 or 4 minutes, even if you were to full clear everything else in Water Temple before Central Pillar.
They cleared almost everything else here. This is going to be a key here, I think.
Waiting out of
I think they're giving up.
Wasn't the play. Yep, there we go. Has seen that Blueshawn has taken this, and
so if they continue here, they probably get it by about 125.30, 126-ish. So very close indeed. I see Hollow here, so I'm gonna drag him down to join us. Hi, Hollow. GG's. A little unfortunate on the end there, but it was a very good race on both sides here.
Where is it?
It is in Central Pillar.
That's exactly what I was just saying too. Yep.
yeah.
I figured.
Yeah, I think if you didn't do a few of the checks over in DMT, I think you actually had the time to pull ahead. But
Yeah.
you were very close behind.
And I was. It's the fact that there's so many things that could fit for that 5th step, because obviously it's hook, minuet, bow, storms for all of everything in the entire seed.
Yeah.
Yep. Right, I'm gonna have Blueshawn join us here as well. And we're welcoming our first finalist for the Triforce Blitz tournament, Blueshawn. How are you feeling?
Oh my god, I was so fucking nervous. I don't even know. I thought I was so behind after I did like all forest.
Oh jeez, yeah.
Yeah, you were pretty far behind until you got everything pieced together and into water. And once you decided to stay in water, after you found the first piece, that was basically when it was decided.
Yeah, once I got courage, I was like that is like I was like I'm just gonna stay in water.
That's nice to have, but it's not what I came here for, right?
Yeah, I was like, holy heck.
Courage was what I was missing.
So, what were your guys' thoughts when you guys found that Triforce piece in the bottom of the well?
Took like 15 seconds to figure out. Oh, so it's just bombs are all locked. 'Cause I had the Wanderer unlock hint already.
Yeah. I was not expecting a piece there, and I didn't even realize what piece it was, and I was like, I don't know what piece this is.
Yeah, it's it gave all of us here in the restream here a good double take as well.
Yeah.
Basically, all of us just went, huh?
Yeah. We think what it is that we have
that.
Storms, Hookshot, Bow, and Minuet locks all your bomb bags.
Yeah, because that gives you Gans Castle access.
Yep. I didn't find a bomb bag ever, mind you.
Yeah, bomb bag is in Gans Castle.
Oh.
Yeah, Hollow got down to 1 chew, and then they got the graveyard crate had 20 chews when they were in graveyard, and they happened to grab that.
I didn't
Yeah.
do graveyard at all. I was
I
risking it
went-
all.
I went back way late just because I was grabbing songs for movement because I literally had all 6 utility songs
Yeah.
without a single warp. I'm like, this is awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had the Wander or Strength unlocked, so I ended up going back to GTG. I went out to Spirit Temple, got
Yep,
key locked there, so I'm like, okay, so that can't be it.
Yep, I did the same thing.
And I was just starting
Yeah,
to
I
run
think both
through
of us were
different areas.
expecting Strength 2 to actually lock the Courage piece. And then once we knew it wasn't that, I think we kind of pieced together it had to be Water, mostly by process of elimination. Like, nothing else really fit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking the same, but at the same time, I'm like, this just... I didn't think Water made enough steps because Central Pillar makes sense with Storms, Hook Shot, and Iron Boots. But then why the bow and minuet, and that's why I didn't
Well, you need
recommit.
ZL, and
Yeah,
I think
of course.
Bow is to get into Central Pillar. Because so keys are locked by Bow, and you could also use Bow to light the torch.
Okay, yeah, that makes
Yep.
sense. There was no menu. It was and that's why I just never pieced together the bow locking Central Pillar. Because I mean, if Dins were out there, then it wouldn't have locked it anyway. So I guess Dins has to be bow locked, is what it comes down to.
Yeah, and we actually put that together when you found another bow in Wasteland chest.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Just because otherwise the bow wouldn't be path if you could have Din somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well, I
skipped
figured
Wasteland.
Long Shot was bow locked, and Hover Boots were Strength 2 locked, so all your access to Haunted Wasteland was still bow locked.
Were both strengths locked by Bow? I think thinking about it, it probably was.
No,
I
maybe
don't think
not.
so. Because I think
Maybe
the one
not.
in Gans Castle, there's one in Gans Castle that's not locked by a bow, I don't think.
The other
But
one's
to
right
get
near
into
the main
Ganon's, you need Bow.
CGT. So no, I guess
yeah.
not.
So okay,
Wait.
so yeah, it isn't behind Din's, just happened to be that way.
Yeah. Where is Dins in this? Because that's what
But
got.
anyways,
'cause
it was
literally,
a
I
very good
didn't
race to
think it was
watch.
enough.
You both were neck and neck for a lot of it.
No,
But
Dins
just
Fire
came
was on
down to a little
HBA.
bit of thoroughness.
It was scary. I'll admit.
Yeah.
Any other questions from you there, Tobias?
No, I'm actually I don't think there's anything left to say. I mean, this was a seed. This was having basically everything be locked behind Storms and Bow and Hook and Minuet was honestly something I haven't seen before.
Oh, I've seen
And-
that a bunch. Random, weird, stupid chains.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's common, but it's not unplausible for a Triforce Blitz to do weird stuff like this.
That is true. But yeah, this was this was certainly a seed of all time. I mean, this was a seed worthy of a semifinal. I think it was a good little brain teaser. Didn't basically serve you everything up right on a silver platter, and the fact that these Triforce pieces ended up being so close together, I'm just I did not expect that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Toilet was a bomb bag. Oh no.
Yeah, I
But
wasn't
why,
gonna do
though?
toilet.
No, God. I knew that was at least 7 steps. I'm like, no.
Yeah,
we're not
I think
touching that.
when Hollow was into GGG first, I said the only way Hollow ever does toilet is if he's one key short of a big chest in the maze. It's the only case he ever does toilet, and even then, I don't know if he'd still do it.
Wasn't happening. Yeah, no, I was literally sitting there juggling what the 5th step was, and I was tossing it around back and forth, and I just, ugh.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah,
It
does.
is not an easy one to piece together, and water like without Serenade, going back to water feels real awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
that's,
think
I
you
mean,
had
that's
two
why I
checks
should
left
have
at all.
cleared it to begin with, but hey.
I think that is going to about wrap it up, Tobias. I'm not sure if you have anything else. We do have the other semifinals
Yes, we do.
happening this weekend on Sunday. Be between Ramon and this. I don't know. Do you know this weird guy named Natheirean, Tobias?
Yeah,
I never heard of him.
I've heard of the weirdo. And I don't know. I mean, he is definitely one of the contenders to make it to the finals here. Ramon, obviously no easy opponent, but Natheirean, you have, I think, the Triforce Blitz experience. You are a Triforce Blitz main, and that certainly does help.
I think we both are. Myself and Ramon are both pretty heavy Triforce Blitz players at this point. But for anyone who is coming out to watch, that is going to be Sunday at 12 noon Eastern, 9 Pacific.
Noon
11
Eastern,
Central. I don't know what time that is European. You'll have to forgive me.
6 p.m. European.
There you go. Game 3 will be about 20 to 30 minutes after Game 2. We have it scheduled for 3 hours after Game 2, but we're actually planning to play it basically as soon as we're done with Game 2 after a short break. And after that day, you will find out who will be playing against Blueseangfh2 in the finals.
Yes, indeed. In the meantime, all that's left for me to do really is, first of all, to say hi and welcome to Okishi, who and friends who just raided over here, to basically catch us at the end card. Welcome and thank you for the raid, but you just missed an epic Triforce Blitz match, and I very much recommend you go back and watch the VOD for this one. This was very entertaining. Good little brain teaser there, so take the time. It's been great. In the meantime, though, thank you very much to our runners, HollowLogic and Blueseangfh2. Thank you to our trackers, Baseball, Sky Reyes, and Shannock. And thank you to Natheirean for joining me in the commentary booth. This was a great experience. I had fun.
I had fun, and thanks to Tobias too for commentating with me, and also for being our restream